I'm here next to the former house of the visionary Visca, and I'm with, what's your name?
Sefora.
Where are you from?
I'm from Brazil.
And how often have you been in Medjugorje?
Quite a few times.
Quite a few. Why do you come back all the time?
Because I love this place. It's the place. It's the source of my. It's like for me to charge my batteries. With being here, it's a sort of being heaven.
In heaven.
It's heaven. I think in Medjugorje we can taste a little bit of heaven. Yeah.
It's true. So beautiful how you say it.
Yeah, it gives us a taste of heaven. Just a taste. Not. I think heaven must be much better. Of course it is, but in here the peace we feel is so deep, and the faith. It's a boom of faith when we are. When we are weak, when I'm weak, and I feel that I cannot have strength to pray, I get in a plane and I stay 2 days traveling to get to Medjugorje. I came here last March, and I had been in November, I had been in June, July, and here I am again.
Wow, so beautiful. And you received healing in Medjugorje?
Many healings, many healings. The healings in my heart, and I have learned a lot of things. I have learned mainly from the homilies in the church, because something that one comes to Medjugorje cannot miss is the service in the church at 5 o'clock. It's so important to be there 5 o'clock to pray the rosary with the community, to attend mass, to be when there is adoration, healing, pray. This is, I think, the most important thing. It's nice to go to Blue Cross, to Apparition Hill. I have been just coming down from the Apparition Hill to Crucifix, but the core of everything, it's the church in the parish.
In the parish.
Yeah, I don't miss it. I don't miss it.
You always
People say, they are to be in Apparition. The last time I was here, in November, I was invited to be in the Apparition, but I said, no, I'm going to the church. I prefer. I have been in Maria's house a few times, during the Apparition, But I really think the Mass, because in the Mass I see Jesus. I see Jesus. It's nice to have the experience to be in Apparition, but I really
prefer the Mass.
To be in this service. That's the thing. And there's something that I love to the time being Medjugorje. It's in 25th, because the whole night adoration, that it's beautiful. When I plan to come, I plan to be here on 25th of the month, because we have the whole night adoration in the church.
Wow, so
and
beautiful.
This is beautiful, this is wonderful, I cannot describe.
What is adoration for you? What is so beautiful about adoration?
It's to be before Jesus, to spend the whole night before Jesus in Medjugorje. It's
the best.
The silence there. You can see, we can hear the silence. We can hear the strength of the faith that surrounded this place. Just in the silence we can hear, we can feel, we can smell, we can have all sense of a very strong Oh, how can the faith, the praise of the angels, I don't know, you can feel this.
You can feel it, huh?
You can feel on your skin, on your eyes, on your ears, on your all sense.
Wow, beautiful.
Okay, you know.
And you know, confession is very important.
Oh yeah, yeah. I confess when I'm here. I stay 2-3 weeks, and I go to confession 3 times a week. I don't want to carry any rubbish with me, you know. I want to be here to enjoy it mostly. When I come, I confess 2-3 days before I come. And then when I come, in the first or second day, I go straight to the confession, and I keep confessing here every 3 days.
Why?
Because I don't want to carry anything with me, any bad thing. I want to be, and sins with me, to be carrying it, you know. I want to have my heart very pure all the time, and to pray for anything that eventually upsets me, and I don't want to take people out of my heart. You know, this is something that I learned in the Medjugorje. Don't take people out of your heart, you know, because I sometimes I come with friends and we sleep in the same room. We spend the whole day, and sometimes there are some rifts.
Frictions.
Yeah, it's normal. It's part of all humanity. So it's important that we don't feed the rifts, and to confess and not take people out of your heart. You have to bring people to our heart. And that's the message of Our Lady here. Gospel says, peace, peace, and peace. And for one to have peace, you have to be in peace, for the world to have peace, you have first to be in peace with those who surround you. So who deal with you. Sometimes it's difficult for me here, like in a shop, because I'm Brazilian, so Brazilians are very, very easygoing. And then the culture here, they are like very, sometimes they speak hard, and whoa, what have I done, you know? Why this person is talking to me like this? And so for me to find the line between what's the culture and what's, but even so, when I get upset by the way sometimes, and I just pray. So I got used to pray for everyone who somehow upsets me, and this was really very, I used to do this, but not as much as I do after I came to Medjugorje.
That's the fruit for you.
Yeah, this was something that made my life much easier.
And what would you tell people, like, you know, when they are scared to go to confession, if they didn't go for 20 years, what would you tell them?
Oh, the confession is something, it's not a therapy, you don't, people must know that, look, when I go to confession, I don't stay talking to the priest. I have a list of my sins. I came to confess this and this and this. I go straight forward to the point. I don't justify my sins. I don't like when I upset with someone. I don't say why I'm upset. I said, look, I feel I don't have good feelings about someone who is sharing the room with me, and I don't want to carry this. And I confess things that I have done. I don't justify them, and I just do. And it's a habit. And then I keep confessing every 3 days in here, and while here, and when I'm back home, every week I look for confession. Yeah, yeah. They say the saints sin 7 times a day. So me, I cannot tell.
Yeah, same with me. And you pray the rosary?
Yes, I do.
Why? What's so beautiful about the Rosary prayer?
Oh, it was something very, very interesting that happened with me in Medjugorje as well. I always pray the Rosary, and then in Brazil I did I forgot the word.
Retreat?
Yeah, a retreat about the Rosary.
Yeah.
And the priest made me so confused about how to pray the Rosary, because I'm a very analytical person, and I like reading and studying, and I didn't understand. It confused me about how to pray the Rosary, because he said, "You are praying it wrong," and why am I praying wrong? And I said, "So if it's wrong, what's the right way?" And he went to explain in a way that I couldn't understand, and I thought people were afraid to ask, because when I'm in doubt about something, I ask.
Yeah.
I ask.
Good.
I always in the school I was the first one to ask. When I was in the college, I was the first one to ask. My teachers and professors said, "I knew you would ask it." I knew. I was waiting you to ask. And when I was in Medjugorje the last time, I asked to Father Michael.
Yeah.
I'm staying with him in his community. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. And I told him, "Father, I went to retreat and this and that happened, and then since then I'm so confused when I'm praying the Rosary. I'm saying, what's happened?" And he said to me, "You need only to be in peace when you pray the Rosary. It's just to be peaceful." And this was like I turned the key, and
You
the
unlocked
Rosary.
the secret, yeah?
Yeah, it was unlocked secret. And then I start praying it in peace, very peacefully, without. It was just having Our Lady around me and hugging her on her lap and kissing her and being with her all the time. It's about Our Lady.
That's the Rosary. And
That's
Jesus
the
as well,
Rosary
no?
and Jesus, because where she is, he is with her. And
Wow.
where he is, she is with him.
Wow,
They are never apart from each other. Never, never.
And you have a favorite place? You said it's the church here in Medjugorje for you. The favorite spot, or you like apparition
The
here?
church.
The church. It's for you,
My
the church.
favorite, I like the Our Lady in front of the church. Yesterday, when I arrived, it took 2 days for me to get here.
Wow.
And I didn't sleep 2 nights before because I had a problem to change my tickets. I was afraid I wouldn't make it. So I was a bit afraid of. I shouldn't be, because I knew it was her who was bringing me. But I said, I thought, oh, if she doesn't want me to come this time. So when I arrived, the person left me with in the community. It's about 10-15 minutes to walk, and I dropped my things. I was tired. Thought I would just fell and sleep for 2 days.
Wow.
But I dropped my bag there, my things, and went straight to see Our Lady there in front of the church and to thank her. And also, when I leave, I always go to thank her and ask her to bring me again.
Oh, so beautiful. You touched me.
And yeah, I always tell her, please bring me again soon. Soon. Because Tom, every money I make, it's to come to Medjugorje. I stopped buying things. I don't buy anything. I don't travel. I don't do anything. I just save to come to Medjugorje. That's what I want to do in my life. It's just, if I have a new shoes, it's because someone gave me. If I have new clothes, people gave me. my money is to save, to buy the basic, to do the basic, and come to Medjugorje.
And what would you tell people? Why come to Medjugorje?
Because I was with my Brazilian friend and said, we spend lots of money when you come. I said, oh no, it's not spending money, it's an investment. We invest lots of money in Medjugorje. I think there is no, the most important thing that we can have in life, it's peace. You can be even ill, very ill, but if you are ill and in peace, peace is the most important thing in life.
Man, so beautiful what you
And no, you can be with pain over, but you are in peace.
A lot of people look for that peace. How can you find that peace? Is that in your Catholic faith you find it?
I think peace is given by the Holy Spirit. Only Him can give us peace. He comes through Our Lady, through Jesus, through all praise, the saints, etc. But I think we pray, and we must ask
For the peace.
for the Holy Spirit to give us peace, for Our Lady to give us peace, for Jesus to give us peace. Because what matters in our life, it's peace. It's peace. Anything matters more than peace. We can live on peace. And I try never have, that's my aim in my life. Where when people meet me, to know that I want peace. I want to be in peace. I don't want to be in argument. I don't want to be in I want to be in peace with everyone, with myself, with life.
It's wonderful. That's it,
And because we live in strange times, I'm Brazilian. We have election last year, and the election divided families. It was a very difficult time. Many friends, you had to make your point. You had to take your side. You could not be like neutral. You cannot say no one can be neutral. You have to step by the good or the bad, and and look, I don't want to lose my friends. But even so, I lost because I want to be neutral. I had, of course, my opinion. I had it, but I didn't have to be
divisive. Yes.
No, because I want my friends. I want to be in peace with everyone.
That's what God wants. He wants us to
But
stay
even
together.
so, because I was neutral, I was
dividing somehow them.
I was like put aside from my prayer groups, the people who I prayed with, and it was funny because about 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, I was run over by a motorbike, and I have some bones broken here in my back, and it was a miracle. I'm sure it was gospel who saved me, because it took very little from my spine, in my neck, and in my mid-back, and in my lumbar. 3 points, just this. And it was a miracle, because it was a miracle. He would break my spine. I would be in a wheelchair.
Thank God.
Thank God it was.
But I think this is the prayer of the Rosary. It's the power of
it was God.
Our Lady.
It was God, because it was three very strong crushes on my neck, on the mid, and the bones broke bad. And I'm here, look, doing everything.
So happy.
And I know I was healed by my praise in Medjugorje.
Absolutely.
And I was treating my bones. I was scared of break a bone, and I never had break a bone. And suddenly someone goes there and break my bones. But that's life. It was like, look, you are worried by your bones. I will tell you that you are not. You have nothing in your bones. It's just, I think it was all a sign of the presence of God in my life.
Yes, and there it is, because you're joyful, you're happy, you are in peace. That's what God wants from us.
And
that's what Our Lady says, peace and joy.
Peace and joy. And the person who knocked me, it was a motorbike, and he fled. It's a crime in Brazil, it's a crime.
Yeah.
And and I have no bad feelings towards him,
Hallelujah. This is an example for all of us.
I have no, and I didn't have in the first day. I had at any point.
You never got angry.
No.
Beautiful. You live.
I'm only worried about recovering, but not at all. I pray for him. I said, poor guy. He must be scared because he fled.
Wow.
Yeah, he must be scared.
You got a favorite saint, by the way? Favorite saint in the Catholic Church you like? Padre Pio? Or,
yes, Padre Pio is my spiritual father, because I saw Padre Pio.
Yeah.
I saw Padre Pio many years ago, and it was Padre Pio who brought me back to the church. I was brought up in the church. I was a church child, a church teenager. And then when I became an adult, I had my time, I called myself a Catholic, but I wasn't a church goer. I stopped it. I don't know.
You went into the world, basically.
Yeah.
And what brought you back?
Padre Pio?
Padre Pio.
I saw him.
You saw him alive, or you went like to his...
No, he appeared to me in my bedroom, in my house, and silent. And I said, what? Who are you? And he didn't say anything, and what he wants. And I didn't know who he was. And I was a bit afraid. Well, not a bit afraid. I was, no, what?
What is that?
What's that? And then I went to a church, because the first church called Padre Pio was in Brazil, in the world, He wasn't even beatified. The church was called, it was the first time in the Catholic Church that there was a church named after someone who wasn't beatified or saint or anything. The first time, and in my city. And then I went there, I don't know, by some chance, I went there, and there was a picture of him. I said, oh, it's the person I saw. I cannot believe it. I saw him. And then I went by the books, and I read all the books about him. And then I'm going there to San Giovanni. I want to know about what he wanted from me. I want to know what he wants from me, because he appeared to me. And I spent 1 month there. I have a history degree, so I will start doing like some research about him. I talk to, because I speak Portuguese, so for me in a week it's easy for me to get on with Italian. I understand everything. I can communicate after a week. I need a week to just adapt. And then what I learned from Padre Pio was that go to the church first, pray the rosary, have a confession, and pray and trust. And in the church, you are going to find what you look for.
I see you found it, no?
You know, the church, like to be obedient, not to contest what the church teachings. You know, if the church said that, just go for that. The church is always right. Always right. Nothing in the church is wrong. The church is 100% right. That's what I learned from Padre Pio.
And he was obedient.
All
And
the
he
time.
was tested.
It's horrible when I hear someone talking about badly about the Pope, because the Pope is the head of our church. You know, people cannot. If someone is talking about badly about the Pope, this person is not in communion with the church. And this I learned from Padre Pio. You know, to be obedient to the Pope, to be, you know, the Pope, to pray for him, to love the Pope. And I love Pope Francis. I think we are so blessed to live in a time where we have Pope Francis. You know, and I think Pope Francis is someone. It's a blessing in your life.
You have to pray for them and all
all the time. I love him. I'm afraid to meet him because I think I will run and hug him because I have done it with John Paul II.
You met John Paul II?
Oh yeah, he first time a Pope went to Brazil. He went to Brasilia, my city, because I'm from the capital of Brazil, and the plane went straight to Brasilia, and it was on my birthday. The first time, and I was an altar girl.
Altar girl?
Yeah, and then we were like training 3 months to do the how to behave in the mass, what to do, and then I was in when the mass finished. I was in the altar when he celebrated, and when we were about to leave. And I ran to him and said, Pope, today is my birthday.
Oh,
and he just made a cross in my forehead and pray on my head and put his hand on his pocket and gave me a rosary.
Wow.
And the rosary, it was in 1980. And I was very attached to this rosary. I always said, oh, when I die, I want this in my hands. But I said, why I'm so attached to this? And then I put this in the Apparition Hill there on the day of Our Lady on last year, on 25th. I put there to give to people, you know?
Wow.
Yes, I said, I'm attached to this old rosary. I pray only on this rosary. I said, no,
Lucky the one who found it.
Yeah.
And how was Pope John Paul II when you saw him? How was your
Oh, he gave me I saw him all the time. This time when I went to see Padre Pio. And in my way back, I went to the Vatican and I attended his last the 31st of December Mass.
Yeah.
It was in 2004. So someone gave me a ticket to be nearby. And I saw him passing by my side. Again, I saw him 2 times more, and the last time, and then he died, I think in April, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In 2005. So I saw him 3 months before he died.
Wow.
Yeah.
And at the end, what would you say? What is the beauty of our Catholic faith? What would you tell people?
I think our church has only beautiful things. You know, our churches are wonderful. Our priests, we need to help our priests and pray for them. And to see them also as human beings. We cannot take much of our priests, and we also need to learn how to behave in a confession. It's not a therapy session. You go there to tell our sins, not to, you know, to just tell your sins if the priest wants to say something. Because you know what? Sometimes our life, our way of thinking and seeing things can be changed by one word. And sometimes also by silence. Silence can say a lot.
Yes, God speaks in silence, no?
God speaks in silence.
Thank you for that beautiful interview.
Oh, thank you, Tom. It's nice to